Hi everyone, my name is Monica. As you guys know who I am going to be talking about failing and system, why the system failed us. As you all know that I did told you guys on the last video that I was sexually abused at the age of 7 till the age of 13 and again at the age of 15 by two male member in my adopted family. When I was a kid, probably around 8 or 9, when I told my adopted mom and my sister found out, my sister knew because she was there at the time when it happened, but when they found out, they pretty much didn't do anything. They didn't report it. They didn't tell him he couldn't come around anymore. So it kept going on. So both of them just wanted to cover up and not say anything at all. So I just didn't understand why I wasn't getting the support that I needed from them. And then again at the age of 15, but I was told to keep quiet by one of my abusers who did something that I didn't want to do. And then in 2012, when I broke the silence and told my adopted family what had happened to me, and they were confused at first because I was telling them two different stories, two different persons who did it to me. And I just didn't understand, how can you be confused? You can't be confused because it happened and you know what happened and it wasn't right. And I do know that it happened because I remember everything. I wouldn't be lying or making this all up. At first, that's what they thought they were. They thought I was making it all up, but I wasn't. So finally, one of my abusers, who was my adopted dad, he confessed for what he had done. And at first he did lie, at first he did deny it, and then he confessed a couple minutes later. So then after a few days settled down, I talked to one of my family members that I wanted to support it, to report both of them and talk to the police about it. And that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to report for something that happened to a person or a child. Plus, for me, I was adopted. And you're supposed to stick up for an adopted person or adopted child. I never understand that. I never understand why I didn't get the support that I needed from them the most. So when I told them that I wanted support, when I wanted to report it to the police, my sister on my adopted side, she was very angry at me. She was upset and didn't want me to support it. She said, are you crazy? Are you trying to ruin our family apart? You better think twice before you do something stupid. Why did you say yes to be adopted? If you weren't safe, you could have never said yes. You could have never stayed in their family and stuff. So I was upset, and it really hurt me that my family member was standing right there, hearing her yelling at me and screaming at me for not sticking up, and they didn't step in. So none of them supported me. I never got the support that I needed from them the most. And I also wanted to take counseling, but then my sister and my brother on my adopted side, who was a cop, they didn't want me to take counseling because they were afraid that their dad would get sent to jail. And I'm just saying, how am I supposed to move on? How am I supposed to get the help that I needed? But I didn't. I never got the help that I needed from my adopted family, that I needed from them the most. And that really affected me. It affected my life, my future, and everything. But I never recovered. And so I just kept along. I just went along with it. But I knew that it was supposed to be the right thing that you're supposed to do is to report it and come forward to the police. I just didn't understand it, but it really hurt me. So, but I do know that I have support from outside of my family because they have been so supportive of me and they have helped me get through this. And most of all, I was able to get counseling in the time of 2016, 2015. And I was able to talk to my counselor about it. I was able to tell him everything that went on in my life and that had happened to me. And I needed that. And I needed to be able to get the help that I needed and get support. And I was able to do that. And I did, as you guys know, I did wrote a book about my life, about my sexual abuse life, and my other life in general. So I was able to do that. But actually, I started writing when in my early teens because I knew I had a story to tell. But then I took a break a while, and then got back to writing, took a break, back to writing, and then when that day on, when I had counseling, he told me that I should keep on writing and make a book about it because I did have a story and I did have something to say and speak up and come forward. And I did came forward to the cop. And as you guys know that I wasn't getting so much support by my detective because he said there weren't enough evidence, which there are because I know my story and I know what had happened to me. I just didn't understand how much evidence he needed because I gave him all the evidence. I gave him all the statement that I told him, and I remember every detail what had happened to me. So I just didn't understand why the system was failing, why this law hasn't been changing. It needs to change, and so does the system as well. But I just don't understand why these detectives aren't taking it very seriously and personally, because we need help, we need support, and it's just not fair that we have to wait this long to get justice. And for me, I'm waiting, and I'm not gonna stop giving up until I am being heard, and I am going to fight until I get justice. As you guys know, on the last video, one of my abusers, who was my nephew, he is still out there and still hiding. I pretty much know where he is because somebody told me where he might be at. So, but I did tell my detective about it, but pretty much there aren't much that we can do because I don't think they can find him or not. But I do hope so they do. But I'm not giving up without a fight because this is my time. And my detective said there aren't much we could do because it was so long. Who cares if it was so long? Who cares? Doesn't matter how long it's been. It's still sexually abused. You still have to report it. you still need to catch the guy who did this to you. It doesn't matter. We want justice because we want to be able to heal. We want to be able to move on. But the thing is, there is no time frame when to move on and when to let go. But it is hard because it is there. It's gonna follow us for the rest of our life, and that we deserve to be heard, and that our abuser deserves to be punished and be put where he should have been long ago. I just don't understand why we had to keep quiet, even though we were told to be quiet. But family members are supposed to support us. They're supposed to help us, and they are supposed to stick to our side, and they didn't. Especially me, because I was adopted. You're supposed to help adopted people and adopted children to help them heal, help them to recover. And that failed. My adopted family failed me, and they didn't support me when I needed them the most. And I just don't know what to do. But I do know that I'm going to keep staying strong, keep telling my story, and not giving up. Because we all have a story to tell. We all have a story to speak up. We all have a story to come forward. And that's what I did. And I felt more confident, more achievement, and more proof that I knew I had a story and I knew what I needed to do and being able to do so. So guys, I hope you all like my video. We are going to cut this short. So I hope you guys like it, comment below, and subscribe. And I will be making more videos about my life and other stuff in general. So I hope you all enjoy this video as well. See ya.